Leonard Ng.
Hi, I'm Emily Ng.
We are YHA lawyers.
Today we are going to talk about advantage of buying properties.
We have a lot of clients telling us what's the advantage of buying property at this period of time.
Okay, actually at this period of time, the government has introduced lots of policy and scheme. So it is a very good time to buy and to sell property. Okay, let's talk about buying property.
Okay.
So it's a good time to buy property from the developer because we are going to get exemption on stamp duty. So there are two types of stamp duty. One is memorandum of transfer, another one is loan document. So when buying house, we need to do MOT. Every single time when we do MOT, we need to pay stamp duty. But the government has actually introduced a new scheme. If the purchaser is going to buy the house from the developer from the 1st of June 2020 until the 1st of May 2021, the buyer is going to be exempted from paying the stamp duty. Okay, this is only entitled if you are going to buy property from 300k until 2.5 million. But bear in mind, because the stamp duty will only be exempted for the first 1 million of the property. For the remaining one, 3 ringgit will be imposed for every 100. But if you buy within 1 million, then it's fine. You'll be exempted for the stamp duty.
Right.
Because nowadays when we buy house, right, we always apply loan. So when you apply loan, there is another stamp duty. So if you are applying loan and buying house from the 1st of June 2020 until 31st of May 2021, you'll be exempted full stamp duty. But of course, you need to buy from the developer, cannot buy any subsidy property.
So it's restricted only for a project from developer.
Only for developer project.
Oh, right.
Okay, and now we know that selling house, there are so many advantages also. So maybe Leonard, you can share with us what are the advantages of selling house now?
All right. For selling of property, now we all remember that every time when you sell a property, you will be required to pay real property gain tax, which
Correct.
in short we call RPGT. Right. So what are the RPGT that we were before that required to pay before the exemption order came about? Number one, for individual companies and foreigner, for the first 3 years, the rate are the same. It's 30% from the gain that you have obtained from the sale. The difference would start on the 4th year. For individual, you're required to pay on the 4th year 15%. 5th year, that will be 10%. And after the 5th year, we're required to pay 5%. For company, the difference would be on the 4th year, you're required to pay 20%. On the 5th year, you're required to pay 10%. And the remaining years, that will be 10%. Right? Now, if you're a foreigner, the 4th year, it will still be the same. You're required to pay 30%. And on the 5th year, you're required to pay 10%. And after the 5th year, you are still required to pay the remaining 10%. So there's a good news. All the real property gain tax, which was previously imposed by the government, has now been exempted. All right. So if you're selling property now, would be a good time because you don't have to pay any more RPGT. But it's only restricted for 3 residential property. All right. So if you ask me now, would it be a good time to purchase and to sell property? Yes, I would say that. Purchase, if you're purchased, buy from the developer under the home ownership campaign. And if you are selling a property, yeah, you're entitled to exemption under the RPGT.
Okay, so now good news to everyone who is intending to sell house and buy house. It is very, very good time to buy and sell during this period, even though it's pandemic. So there are few questions always we gotten from the clients,
Right.
like questions. Those clients, they are buying strata property,
Right.
apartments, condominium. Then they will receive this letter from the developer asking them to do POT, MOT. So some of them might confuse what is MOT, what is POT, and why they need to do all these things.
So that's the reason why we thought in this session that we have to highlight the importance of doing POT, which is also called perfection of transfer, and ROC, which is also called registration of charge. Perhaps, Emily, you can start with why do you have to do POT?
Perfection of transfer is very important.
Right.
Because when the strata title is issued out by the land office, then the developer will issue a letter.
Right.
Okay, so the owner need to do perfection of transfer to transfer the title from the developer to the owner. This is very, very important to make sure that the title in the end will register under the name of the owner. Because in Malaysia, we recognize who is the owner of the property by looking at the registration in the title itself. So this is very, very important. No? So when we buy property,
Right.
we usually will apply loan from the bank. So when there's a loan, we need to do another set of document, which is called registration of charge. This is also very important because the bank will only give you a loan if they got something as a security. So when the title is out, you need to charge the bank inside your title, register the name of the bank inside your title to show that you have gotten loan from the bank, so that the bank will happily give you the loan. This is procedure lah from the bank side. As long as you haven't finished service your loan, then you need to charge it with the name of the bank in your title. But then if you have already finished service your loan and all that, then you need to do discharge. So you no need to do extra ROC or what. Then by that time you need to do another set of document, which we call deed of receipt and reassignment. It's nothing to do with the title, just that your lawyer need to prepare another set of document to say that, look, I already finished paying my loan. It's no longer required to charge my title with the name of the bank. So in conclusion, now is a very, very good time to sell and to purchase house because government has already imposed so many policy and scheme. And remember to do your perfection of transfer after your developer has already issued a strata title, because it is very, very important to make sure that your name is registered with the title. So thank you so much for watching this video. We hope to see you again. Bye!
Bye.